Hello, welcome to Roseline YouTube channel. You're welcome if this is your first time here, and if you're a returning subscriber, I love you all. Thank you for tuning in to this channel. If you're planning to immigrate to Canada, you know what we do here. This is the right channel for you. Alright, in my last video, I started a series on what you need to know, what you need to do if you're planning to immigrate to Canada. I talked about the first step, which is research your immigration journey. This is just a continuation. Like I said, it's a series, it's a journey followed through. In this particular video, I would be talking about the next step, the next thing you need to do, and this is ensure that your documents are ready. Ensure your documents are complete, ensure they are ready. As a disclaimer, the information shared in this video is solely based on my own personal experience and research. I am not a licensed immigration consultant. So if you need an advice tailored to your own personal need and situation, it is advisable that you seek the help of a licensed consultant. Back to the topic of today, get your documents ready. One of the main reasons, the common reasons why applications have been delayed is as a result of either missing documents or incomplete documents. Being proactive in organizing and preparing these documents would save you a whole lot of time, and it would reduce stress. Here are the key documents you should have ready before you start your application process. And you know number one already. Number one on my list, you know it already. Like, you want to travel out of the country, you want to travel out of your home country or wherever you are, and you did not have this particular document that is number one on my list. How do you want to get it done? This is one of the most critical, most important documents that you must have in place. Can I hear you say it? And that is it. That is your international passport. Make sure your international passport is valid for at least 6 months. It should have 6 months validity. Anything less than that would not be accepted. So if your passport is having less than 6 months validity, it is advisable that you get it renewed before using it for your application. Another thing, make sure your international passport has enough blank pages. Most countries require at least 2 blank pages on your international passport. Avoid using passports that are damaged or defaced, as they might be considered invalid by the immigration authorities. Therefore, if your passport has some wear and tear, rough-handled, it's not looking okay, water has poured on it and it's rough, it has torn, try to get your passport renewed. Another document that you need to work upon if you are planning to immigrate to Canada is your education credential assessment, which is commonly known as the ECA. Education plays a key role, a very important role in the Canadian immigration journey. What this certificate does is that it would verify your documents, your certificates, diploma, BSc, whatever you have. It would verify it to be sure that it meets the Canadian standard, and then it would grade you based on that. Now, what you would need your certificate, diploma, degree, or whatever certificate you have, ranging from secondary school to higher education, and make sure you have the original copies. Some of them would request for your transcripts, and this transcript has to be sent by your school directly to the designated organization. That is, whatever EC organization you desire to use, that's your preferred EC organization. It would be sent directly to them. It can be sent through the email, it can be sent directly like through courier, and that's how it's been done. So there are different designated organizations. We have the World Education Service, which is WES, and this is so common. It's ideal for most general qualifications, the WES. I would attach all the links to these organizations in the description. Take your time to go through them and see the one that is best suitable for you, right? They have different processing times. So look at the ones that is best suitable for you, different costs, like different fees, different processing types. Another one is the Comparative Education Service. This is offered by the University of Toronto and is great for academic credentials. This was the one I used during my own process. I used the CES. You can use WES, you can use CES. There's another one, we have ICAS, ICAS, which is the International Credential Assessment Service of Canada. It's also a popular choice which we can use. We have ICAS, that is IQAS. This one is the International Qualifications Assessment Service, and this is mainly for Alberta-based applicants. The links are in the comment section. Then for doctors, they have their own educational credentialing assessment organization, which is the Medical Council of Canada. They also help in assessing the medical documents. The link is in the comments, in the description of this video. Now, how to get an ECA? Just visit the organization's website, which I will attach to the description. Choose the one that fits your profession or your education type. Create an account, fill out the details, submit those documents, ensure that your school, your institution sends those documents directly and you are not the one sending it with your own email or by yourself. Ensure that the school sends it to the organization body and then pay the fee and wait for the processing of the report. Like I said earlier, they have different processing time. So wait for the processing. And what all this does is when you have this document already, it reduces the time waiting for the application to be processed. Now, imagine you did not have all of these documents. You did not have your passport, you did not have your ECA, another document I will mention, and you go ahead to apply, and you get to the point where they request for your passport information, and you start, so I would need a passport. Okay, let me go and get my passport done. Probably your passport will take you 3-4 months to be printed, right? And then after 3 months you get your passport and you continue the application, and you get to the point where they say upload your ECA. Oh, I need to get my ECA done, and that is when you start processing ECA, and probably ECA takes 4-5 months again. That's 1 year wasted already. But when you have all these documents ready, it's easier. You just apply and you know you are waiting for approval, biometrics, medical, and other things before your visa would be issued. So this helps to save you time and also reduce the stress of running here and there, trying to, you are rushing, I have to get it done, or probably you have to meet a deadline and you are pressurized to meet up with those deadlines, right? So get all these documents ready. It is very important. Tips: ensure your transcripts are sent directly from your educational institution to the ECA organization if required. And then if you already studied in Canada, you might not need ECA because you studied in Canada. There is no point verifying your documents against the Canadian standard, right? You already studied in Canada. Using your ECA, once you receive your ECA reports, include it in your application and prove your education aligns with the Canadian standard, and then wait for your application. Like there are other documents that will be requested, right? Make sure you get other documents, apply for the visa, and if there is no issue, you should be given the visa. Yes. Okay, another important document that you would need is the proof of work experience. Proof of work experience. If you remembered in the previous video where I was talking about express entry, provincial nomination, and other things, that express entry especially, points are being awarded based on, I talked about age, work experience, language ability, and every other things like that. You need detailed references from past employers. Make sure the work experience letter is detailed. It should include your job description. It should include employment dates. If possible, not compulsory, but if possible, it should include your annual salary. Ensure these are on the company letterheads and they are signed by the authorized personnel. Templates for employment reference letter can be found on the IRCC website. So just go on the IRCC website and type, the IRCC website is the canada.ca. and just search for employment reference letter template, and you'll get some templates if you need to. Number 4 document that needs to be ready. You know this already because I've been talking about English proficiency and everything. So this is the language test results, and the most common ones that we usually do is the IELTS. We also have the CELPIP. IELTS is the International English Language Testing System, while the CELPIP is the Canadian English Language Proficiency Index Program. They both test for English. The test listening, speaking, writing, and what's the fourth one? It's long I've done it. Listening, speaking, writing. Roseline. Ew. Listening, speaking, writing. Reading. Reading. Why would I forget? So it tests these 4 aspects of your English language. And another thing is for you to, if you want to improve your score, you can also try to do the French test, which is the TEF and the TCF, TEF and TCF Canada, which tests your French proficiency. It also boosts your score. It boosts your CRS score, especially if you're in the express entry pool. So you should consider this. Enroll in your preferred language course or your preferred language, anyone you want to use, IELTS, CELPIP. If you want to add French, just enroll in the ones you want to use, either online or in person. Make sure you take your time to practice materials. There are lots of materials, right? On YouTube, there are lots of materials. There are websites, there are applications, there are YouTube videos that would give you past questions and tutor you. You can even enroll in classes, IELTS classes. So make use of these resources. Another document that is very important is the police clearance certificate. They want to be very sure that you are clean, you don't have a criminal record. So obtain a police clearance certificate from every country that you have lived in the past 6 months. So every country you have lived in the past 6 months, make sure you get a police clearance from that country. Children less than 18 years don't need police clearance certificates. But if you are above 18, then you would need it. Again, you need to get a police clearance certificate from every country you have lived in since you turned 18. So if you have lived in 3, 4, 5 countries and you spent more than 6 months in that country, then you need to provide a police clearance certificate for that country. Number 6, you need to provide a proof of financial support. You need to show that you have sufficient funds to support yourself. If you're coming with your family, to support your family. The required amount depends on the size of the family. So it's not a fixed price. It depends on the number of members of that family. If you go to the Canadian website, you would see it there. It changes. I don't know how often, but it changes regularly. So go to the Canadian website, check for the proof of funds for the immigration pathway that you are going through, and then the number of family members. You would see the amount that you are required to have. Acceptable proof includes bank statements showing consistent balances over 6 months. Another thing that you can use as proof of funds is investment records such as mutual funds, stock or bonds, letters from financial institutions confirming your account balance, property valuation documents if applicable. Alright, make sure these statements are clear, authentic, and they meet IRCC's requirements. Keep your funds accessible and avoid large unexplained deposits close to the application period. What this is saying is that close to the time of application, they don't want to find a lump sum of money, meaning that all of a sudden, all the proof of funds just appeared in your account. Wow, all of a sudden. They know At that point, they start thinking, did she borrow the money? Or probably it's not her money, she just wants to use it as proof of fund and then return it back to the person. So when she gets to Canada and she returns the money she borrowed, she will be stranded. You understand that kind of thing? They want to be sure it is your own money, and they're not expecting that kind of money to just come within a day into your account. So make sure that you are consistent. Make sure that you avoid unexplainable deposits. And if something like that happened, make sure you're able to explain what the money is for or where it is from. Probably you sold your land. In that situation, the money might come at once. So try to have an explanation to why you have that amount all at once in your account. Another document that is required by IRCC, though this particular document is usually required later in the process when they know that, okay, we are going to approve a visa, but we want her to get this done. And this is the medical examination. They will check you to be sure. Now we want to give her the visa, but what will her health be able to carry her through this Canadian weather? Will her health be able to carry her through in this country? So they want to be sure. Then a physical examination will be done. They will check your blood and urine test. They will do some x-ray. They will check you against some diseases, and I think that's majorly what they do. They'll do x-ray to check for tuberculosis and other things. It's just a full routine medical test that will be done on you: physical examinations, blood tests, urine tests, stool analysis, and every other thing. Having said all of those, I think I have listed 6 or 7 documents that you need to get ready if you are planning to come or immigrate to Canada. That of medical is not just anywhere you will do it. That you don't have to get them that ready. They would request for it, and it's not any hospital that you just go to get your medical done. There are IRCC approved panel physicians that can do it. So it's not just any doctor, it's not just any physician, any laboratory technician that will get that done for you. They have to be IRCC approved, and that would be later on in the process. But for the other documents, make sure you get that ready and then apply for your visa. Now, in organizing your documents, go through, if you have researched your immigration pathway, try to go on IRCC website to see those documents. The documents for each pathway varies. So see those documents, try to get them ready, and then create a document checklist. Digitize your documents. I mean, scan your documents and make sure they are well named. For example, if you've scanned your passport and you want to name it, for myself, my name is Roseline, so I'll name it Roseline International Passport, Roseline, certificate, Roseline IELTS, Roseline whatever. Make sure they are properly named, because you don't want to make mistake during application where you're supposed to upload your international passport. You don't want to go and upload your photograph, your photo passport. So let them be well named: Roseline International Passport, Roseline photo passport or photograph. Just name it in a way that this is what this is, this is what this is. And PDF is preferred. So make sure you scan those documents, save it in a PDF format, and name them accordingly to avoid mistakes. Preparation is the key to success. When you prepare, you position yourself to seize opportunities as they come. And this will bring me to the end of today's video. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, feel free in the comment section and I would make sure I reply. Stay inspired, stay informed, stay prepared, and keep chasing your dream. See you in my next video.